Go Healthy Grandma here today, and I'm going to show you a fantastic raw vegan German chocolate cake. I serve this to everyone. It's so good, no one ever notices it's raw. It's pretty simple to make though. It's easy, it's not fancy, tall, or layered. It's a simple cake that you can just eat on an everyday basis. What I'm going to use for sweetening only is dates. I've soaked them in a little bit of water. I'm going to use almond crumb for the base of the cake. Almond crumb is made when you are making almond milk and you put the almonds that are soaked in the blender with distilled water or purified water, blend it up, and you get your almond milk and your almond crumb. And that's what I use for many of my raw items that need a flour-like substance. So, almond crumb, I'm going to use raw cacao. And this is not the cocoa that your mother used to have. This is raw cacao. It's a superfood, or considered a superfood. It has antioxidants, iron, magnesium, and calcium. And in large amounts, especially the iron and antioxidants. So we're going to use that. We're going to use agave, vanilla. We have our sea salt. We have unsweetened coconut and walnuts. Okay, so our first step is the hardest part, and that's to take these dates that have been soaking, and we're going to cut them up finely. It was about a cup of dates, and they're whole and pitted. And now we're going to cut them up finely in the food processor. Okay, now they're cut pretty finely in here. Now we're going to add some water to make this into kind of a liquidy paste, and that's going to be our main sweetening for the cake. Okay, to make this date paste, it does take a little bit of time because you want to scrape down the sides of your food processor and add more water if you need to. Get all the bits of dates that are still here back down to the blade so that we can get them into a paste. Takes maybe 2 or 3 times like this. Okay, now basically we're just going to add the rest of our ingredients. And we're going to only lightly pulse once we get the almond crumb in. So our rest of our ingredients are 1/4 cup of the cocoa powder, and there's that. Then we are going to add 1/4 cup coconut oil. I don't know if you've worked with this much, but it's a great ingredient. It's pretty healthy for you as well. At room temperature, it's fairly soft. If it's above room temperature, it turns into a liquid. Below room temperature, it can get kind of hard. So just be aware of how you want it to be. This is fine for us right now. I'm just going to pack it in as if it almost were like a shortening, so that I have the full 1/4 cup that I need. Okay. I'm going to give that a little spin just to start incorporating. Oh, that's looking good. Oh, and it smells like cacao, excuse me. Okay. One of the things about this cake is you do have to keep scraping down your processor. About 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. There's that. You need a little bit more liquid. So let's get our measuring cup here. Do about 1/8 of water. And we do need vanilla, and it's about 1.5 tablespoons. So here's my tablespoon and 1/2. I use organic vanilla. There we go. Okay, now we should be good. Now we're going to blend this one last time quickly. Okay. You can see that it looks pretty chocolatey. Give you a look here. Nice, huh? And it's pretty smooth. Okay. Smells like German chocolate cake already. Okay, one more time, and now we'll add the crumb. And that's going to be 3 cups of almond crumbs. When I make my almond milk, I just strain the crumbs to get the nut milk, of course. And then I put the pulp in the freezer for when I want to make a cake, or sometimes I make cinnamon rolls out of it. Anyway, here it is. I'm going to add it in. Now it just has to incorporate together. So I'm not going to have to fuzz this for too long. Oh man, it's looking good. You can see it's still not, the chocolate isn't totally immersed into the crumb yet. But you can see it almost has a batter-like consistency. Almost, it's just more of a dry batter. Because, of course, we're not going to be cooking this at all. Okay. Ooh, it smells really good. Okay, so here's our cake. Okay. Pat this down so it's kind of even. Alrighty. Now we'll have our nuts, which we're going to use about 1.5 to 1 3/4 cups of nuts. Okay, I already had measured those out. We are going to use 1/3 cup of agave. So altogether, this really isn't much of a, it doesn't have a lot of sweet to this. We're using dates and 1/3 cup of agave, and it's our only sweetening. Okay, and that goes right in. We're just blending this whole thing together to make our German chocolate cake frosting. And we also need our coconut. So that's going to be 1 cup of coconut. Just measuring the same one we measured the crumbs in, because it really doesn't matter. All these flavors are going to be intermingled. Okay, so that's 1 cup of coconut. And then we just need some more vanilla and a dash of salt. So there's our dash of salt. And our vanilla is going to be only about a teaspoon for this piece. So let's get that to the topping. Okay. Here goes our topping. Okay, let's take a look at that. It's looking mighty nice. I'd say it's slightly dry. So I'm going to add just a tad more of the agave just to give it a little more wetness. There we go. All right, there we go. Okay, so now you'll see that this is nice. It looks moist. It's going to get moistness from the cake as well. But so what I've got is the basic German chocolate type cake thing. Let's get this out of our way. I'm putting half of the topping in now, in the middle. Okay, I'm going to spread that. I'll probably need a little bit more. There we go. So I'm just spreading this topping over half of the cake batter, like so. I like to get it all the way to the edge, so even the edge bite has topping. Okay, now here's the rest of our crumb or batter. Okay, and all we're going to do, tamp it all down. So this is the top layer of our cake. Okay. Now here's the rest of our frosting on the top. Okay. Smell the coconut, the cacao. Smells really good. Okay, so I'm going to make this pretty even all the way around. Basically, there you have it. There's your German chocolate cake. You have your 2 layers of batter. You have your coconut walnut frosting on top and in the middle. Basically, you would probably chill this for 30 minutes and then cut a piece. But I'm going to cut a piece out for you and show you right now. The longer this stays together chilling, and it gets better and better. Like today it's good, tomorrow it's better, the third day it's even better. You don't need a large quantity. It's really filling. So let me cut a piece for you. Let's see. Let's pick this corner right here. It's always hard to get the first piece out. Now this isn't going to be quite as firm as it's going to be after it's refrigerated. So, but you'll get the idea. Okay. There it is. There's our German chocolate cake. Very, very good. This is the simple German chocolate cake for raw vegans.